G'day mate, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with this little tutorial series we're doing. Last episode we covered how to do a electrolyzer, and not only how to do one, but how to set it up with just a little bit of automation to cut down on the power, so we actually have an infinite power supply. We have a fully charged battery here. And at the moment, we're essentially burning hydrogen for the sake of burning hydrogen, with no outcome from that hydrogen. It's just being burnt off to be stored in a full battery. So this episode, I want to look into that and see whether we can put that excess hydrogen to some good use. At the same time, there's a few other things I want to look at for more room in the base. You can see our water is slowly going down. Even though we're using recycled water wherever possible from our recycling system, which is now completely broken. Okay. And we've got food decaying. We're actually producing food so fast that it's going stale in the box, which is a little bit of a problem. Okay, we have to just pause for 1 second. We have barbecue here. Barbecue turns meat into 3,200 calories of barbecue of meat, which is a very good quality food, into barbecue, which has a +5 food quality. As soon as you have access to this, you want to turn it on forever. We don't have pinch of pepper available to us yet to actually use it. Same thing you can actually do is you can turn on pickled meal. So a pickled meal turns your meal lice, rather than using water, into well, it pickles it, right, for no gain in quality of food, and actually a subtraction in the no gain in calories, and actually no gain in and a subtraction in the quality of food, but it doesn't go rotten, and that's really the thing. So we're going to turn that on forever as well. Well, we're going to try and start pickling our food, which will give us a bit of a morale hit overall, but it will also we don't want them eating meat. Hopefully they haven't eaten too much. So we have our meal lice -1, and now it's disappeared. That's priority 7, that's priority 6. So you always want the electric grill to actually be a slightly higher priority than the microwave musher, because you want food to go to the grill rather than the microwave musher. So yeah, we're going to go from -1 to -1 with a pickled, there we go, pickled meal, with no gain in calories, but for the simple fact that it lasts forever, because our food is slowly decaying, and we haven't done anything about it for the moment. So this is a stopgap measure, I guess. Okay, so water. Water is what I was actually coming down to. We are consuming a fair bit of water, and this is at least... Okay, so we need to work out how to fix the priorities on this. What happens if I do... that. No. That. Again, it breaks. So we need to have some way to force the priority on... Okay, we're going to deconstruct that. So we've got water flowing down and down and down only. Okay, so we need to have the water somehow know it has to go upwards. So if we deconstruct that as well, put that in there. Hopefully that works. As I said, water will be the bane of you. Pipes, plumbing, flow, direction, it's going to drive you nuts. Okay, so our pitcher pump's down here, and it's been here for the whole map, and we're getting low in water here. So first thing I actually want to do is I want to move my pitcher pump, and I probably want to put it there. I want it in the water, but not too far in the water, because what I actually want to do is I want to put a ladder down here and a ladder here so they can jump across. I want to put plumbing. I want to put a liquid pump right there with some power wire up to the main grid. And we need to dig that out. Plumbing, bring that down, bring that across to there, we can put a liquid vent there, and a liquid bridge there. I want to start pumping the water out of this pool we have down here. I also want to do the exact same over here. So we need to, first off, get a way in, build our ladder down, have the dupes, they can run to about here, and then, same story, put in a pump down here with liquid pipe. We need to come under that one, and it can go to the exact same spot with some power, and we're just going to hook it into the same grid. Now, if we go back to our power overlay, you can see that technically there's a lot of power on that grid currently, because we've added 2 more pumps. On top of that, it's over the 600 watts that we're currently making. So this one generator will not keep up anymore. Eventually, both these pumps will finish pumping out this water, because they want to have access to this area of the map, plus they want to have access to this area of the map. But eventually this won't keep up. So we need to look at the excess hydrogen we have up here. What can we do with it to give it some sort of use, is probably the best way of putting it. And going from what we learnt from our smart batteries, what we're actually going to do is we're going to deconstruct that. We're going to go back into our power. We're going to grab another smart battery, put it up against our hydrogen generator, hook it up to the power grid, obviously. Deconstruct power wires. Dig out a bit more room. Use our automation wire that we were using previously. Hook those 2 into there, and we're going to say, hey, if it's 50%, let's say, and 90%. So we want the battery to fill up to 90%, right? And then when it gets to 90%, stop charging until you get down to 50% and then charge back up. So hydrogen's being pumped out, excellent. It's going into our battery, which is at a couple of kilojoules. We're pumping up, we're pumping up. We're over half full. Yeah, we're over half full. Go to our automation. It's slowly going down as we're pumping more hydrogen into this area. Hydrogen comes into our hydrogen pump. We're pumping up to 13 kilojoules. One more go should get us all the way up to the point where, probably 2 actually, where the pump starts looking, or the generator starts looking at turning off. 14 kilojoules. Okay, maybe a few more runs. But eventually this is going to back up. Actually, I think it just did. So yeah, this is now backed up. So that means all this hydrogen is now going to sit in the pipe and do absolutely nothing. So we need to find a use for that hydrogen. So I'm going to deconstruct that pipe. And that pipe. And I'm going to bring the gas straight in. After it's come straight in, I'm going to run it back into our loop system. because we don't have any efficient way to store gases at this stage. Do a couple of loops back and forth, and then go back into power, find our hydrogen generator, and put another one right beside our existing power everything. Okay? So, if we look at our gas, it means it's going to come in here. If it can't be used here, it's going to flow along into our next hydrogen generator. And ventilation. We mouse over this. This has got a kilo of hydrogen. We've got a little bit of hydrogen after that. This will sit up and it will stack right here as well. But because this hydrogen generator is not actually hooked up to anything, we've got nowhere for that power to be spent. But we do have this grid over here that is suffering. So we're going to hook this hydrogen generator up to the main grid. Now, there are no smart batteries or anything on this generator because we still need something to soak up all the hydrogen we have spare. So the idea is this will at all times charge up this battery and charge up as much as it possibly can. Oh look, I just did a priority system the opposite way. Actually, that looks like it's maybe flowing correctly. Yeah. Let's do polluted water in, clean water out. And you went that way. More clean water. More clean water. That way as well. People having showers. Washing their hands. Clean water's going that way. I want to see some come this way. There we go. You can see the little blue line sliding that way. There we go. So we have our priority system. No, we have a 50-50 system. It's using this one, this one, this one, this one. Ah, it's better than nothing. Whereas this was a straight priority. See? Bridging in. And it failed. And that's what I did here and the whole lot broke. Oxygen not included. How we hate your whole pipe flow system. Okay, so we're emptying this pile of water and this pile of water. I'm actually going to disable this one first because I'd really like this one to empty first because I'd really like this corner of the map to play with. So yeah, what we've done is we've set up a priority system for our hydrogen. Obviously, any hydrogen that is in the pipes, if this can't run, it's going to run past that into the second one and run into this grid over here, which is hit and miss. I can turn this down lower, which is probably a good idea. In fact, I could even set up a second smart battery, hook it up to this one and say, hey, if it's less than 90% charged, if it's, if we set the coal generator to turn on at 60%, we could have this hydrogen generator turn on at, well, actually, this one's turning on at 20 and running up to 60. We'd have this one, say, turn on at 30 even, and turn off at 90. All right, so we prioritize this generator over that generator, but for right at the moment, we're just gonna run with a. We want all the hydrogen used up, and if we happen to produce power that the rest of the base can use, awesome. If we don't, oh well, bad luck. We are combining all our water reserves into one. I'm pretty sure as we remove this one, as we pump this one in here, we may run into an overflow situation. And something I want to do is I want to dig that out so this becomes the lower spot. I don't have water sitting on the other side. And now that we actually have our oxygen being produced up here, I do want to start turning off these guys. And it's entered to disable buildings really quickly. At the same time, I really need to turn that off. And we'll probably actually turn on one in the middle. Just to remove what water we have puddled on the ground. Because I'd really prefer it if it didn't sit there. We can now get in here and mop up that. I should have turned off what mode for that. And we can now pump out that water. So, that's probably where I'm going to leave it for this one. It's a little bit of a shorter episode. But I don't want to get too carried away, because we really need to look at, in the next couple of episodes, we're going to look at farming and ranching. They're going to be the next two really big things that we need to cover. And for that, we really needed somewhere to have lots of carbon dioxide. So it looks like over here is where we're going to build our farm. And our ranch, well, we can build that just about anywhere. But there'll be things we'll cover in the next episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. I hope this power situation and power overflow made sense. I really wish the pipes and priority thing made sense, but like I said, it doesn't make sense at the best of times, you know, even when I've been playing it for this long. And that's all the things that the electric grill can do, which we don't have access to because oxygen not included. Yeah. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Alright, bye.